With the bathing girl season going strong, Venice, California is the candid cameraman's delight. Nobody seems to mind anything here, and that's always a swell state of affairs when you're looking for something to photograph. For instance, this girl's boyfriend is in the palm of her hand until she gets tired of holding him. Disembodied heads are quite common at Venice without the usual distress of having them cut off first. And you can get fine double-jointed shots if you click the shutter fast enough. Remember that guy taking a nap? Well, she'll have a tough time laughing off the stenciled record of a man who has made his mark.
At Santa Monica, California, the world's largest bombing plane awaits its maiden flight. Compared to a pursuit plane, the big Douglas B-19 looks and is tremendous. The giant has never been flown before, and everyone is tense as she starts on a takeoff whose first minute costs an $83,000 insurance fee. Major Umstead brings the B-19 into the Army's March Field near Riverside. He tests the controls coming in, and the great plane responds instantly. Then he lowers the landing flaps and sets the wheels down. Once more, the great wheels bounce, and the largest and most powerful airplane ever built by man comes smoothly to Earth. A symphony of engineering genius and a flying laboratory to prepare for other great bombers to come. After setting their ship afire, a German crew pulls toward the British destroyer which stopped them. This is a grim reminder of the ceaseless battle of the Atlantic. With the crew safe, a torpedo speeds toward the burning German ship. Another German ship is inspected by British officers. They leave it, then small depth bombs are hurled at it from the destroyer. The German prisoners see their ship bound for Davy Jones' locker.
Hitler strikes at Russia, and these first pictures show Russia fighting back with every able-bodied citizen enlisted for defense. Windows are taped to resist concussion of aerial bombs, and the mobilization of women goes on throughout the Union. In Moscow's ancient Kremlin, Britain's attempts to reach an agreement with Russia finally succeed when Hitler's legions drive eastward. Foreign Commissar Molotov signs a pact of allegiance with Great Britain. Joseph Stalin, Russia's leader, looks on. Sir Stafford Cripps, British ambassador, signs. And now Britain and the Soviet Union are pledged to fight together and to make no truce with Germany except by mutual consent. Former Defense Commissar Marshal Kliment Voroshilov is at the front in command of the Leningrad sector in the north. The present commander-in-chief, Marshal Semyon Timoshenko, heads the armies before Moscow, while the defense of the Ukraine rests with Marshal Budyonny. But Russia has more than uniformed troops. For years, training in guerrilla warfare has been a must for every able-bodied citizen of the Soviet Union. And reports indicate that these semi-military forces have raised havoc behind the German line. High overhead, a detachment of Nazi parachutists spots a distant village. Watchers sound the alarm. Peasants trained in anti-parachute tactics, yet moving fast, watching the planes as they ride. Before the parachute troops have time to get organized, armed detachments from all over the countryside are off to intercept them. Before Russia knows that the war has started, swarms of German planes attack Soviet airfields. Fast-diving Messerschmitts cannonade grounded Russian aircraft. Hard on the panzer's iron heels comes infantry, inching its way through the burning towns. Propaganda troops roll loudspeakers forward, and officers shout orders to the villagers in their own languages. Nazi prisoners, mostly captured airmen, ride back to Army headquarters on their way to far-distant prison camps. With conflicting reports from both sides, no one can predict this new war's outcome. The world looks on, breathless, as its two largest armies are locked in history's most gigantic struggle.
Britain's mighty battleship, HMS Prince of Wales, plows westward through the gray reaches of the North Atlantic. Her prow is pointed toward the war's most newsworthy meeting. In these first official motion pictures, the camera spots Winston Churchill, Britain's Prime Minister, with Lord Beaverbrook, the Empire's supply chief. Whiskey, the Prince of Wales mascot, gets on well with Mr. Churchill. The ship reaches the designated spot. The great ship's anchors drop. The Prince and her protecting squadron have found what they sought. The first of a group of United States warships waiting at a secret meeting place. The Prime Minister leaves his ship to join the President of the United States. Significantly, the waters of the Atlantic are about to serve as the meeting ground for the leaders of the two strongest naval powers on that troubled ocean. Constant vigilance protects the two squadrons, whose ring of steel surrounds the ocean meeting place. Mr. Churchill is piped aboard the USS Augusta, all hands at stiff attention as he takes the salute. The President greets Mr. Churchill, who hands him a letter from King George VI. And from now on, formality and stiffness are put aside, and the leaders of the world's two greatest democracies are ready for their discussions. Services are conducted by chaplains of both fleets, and both Mr. Roosevelt and Winston Churchill are deeply moved as they hear the old hymns common to their two countries.
As the meeting nears its end, the world knows that it was more than a show of rhetoric. The President says goodbye to Lord Beaverbrook, who leaves before his flight to Washington. Mr. Roosevelt knows that this farewell is no mere routine of etiquette. The great conference becomes history. Roosevelt and Churchill have met. Each knows the other. Each trusts the other. They personify the two great democracies as they part with simplicity and friendship, sure of themselves and their nation.